Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
AKA. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
All right, you guys, welcome back to the show. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, guys. You made it through another week.
You did.
Congratulations.
I just realized I forgot to take a picture of my notes on the phone.
I forgot to take pictures of us on my phone. We're so forgetful.
What should we do?
B-words.
We're going to push through. We're going to remember to take pictures at the end of this.
Yes, we are. In fact,
I'm going to remember
notes.
all my notes.
Yeah, you are. Because you can do anything.
I can do anything.
Okay.
I remember my notes. I kind of remember it. I didn't take a bunch of notes.
Okay.
So I should be fine.
All right. So, well, if you feel comfortable moving forward, friend.
I do.
All right. We're going to get into this episode, you guys. So this week we have an actual book. So the title is The Black is the New White by Paul Mooney. I don't know if everybody's familiar with Paul Mooney, but if you're not, you should be. He is an icon, and I was really excited to share his book because we kind of ended our last episode talking about him in his commentary on
Did
the
you hear
Queen.
the clip?
Of course, and I'd heard it before too, and I had just forgotten about it, and it made me feel so happy.
Yeah.
Because I was
really
kind of
gave it
saying
to
the
her.
same thing, but I was trying not to say it, but he just says it.
He just says it.
He just says it. So,
and that's the whole thing.
I
It's
like
he was a great model for fearlessness because
love
what
it.
happened? Like he lived a long life and died.
Yeah, he had a great time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I do want to do a little synopsis for this book, you guys. So here we go. Other comedians tell jokes. Paul Mooney tells the truth. In Black is the New White, legendary comedian Paul Mooney, best known for his work with Richard Pryor, Chappelle Show, and In Living Color, delivers a sharp, unfiltered, and deeply personal memoir that doubles as a cultural critique of race and comedy in America. Mooney traces his journey from growing up in Louisiana and Oakland to becoming one of Hollywood's most influential yet unsung comedian writers. True to Mooney's voice, the book is packed with biting humor, social commentary, and unapologetic truth-telling. He exposes the hypocrisy of Hollywood's racial double standards, the exploitation of Black creativity, and the ways in which Black artists have continually set trends that mainstream America later adopts, hence the title, Black is the New White.
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
Yes, indeed. So we're jumping into
Yeah,
it
we are.
of this week, friends. So I guess before we do, let's get centered. I mean, we've been drinking margaritas, eating chicken.
We've been having a Saturday night.
We've been having a Saturday night.
have.
So we want to move into our gratitude bag just really quick before we pop into the show. So hands over your hearts, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm good.
So this week and every week, you guys, we want to start off by dedicating the show to our patrons. You guys are the real MVPs, the real motivation. Thank you so much for your continued support. And honestly, I really want to dedicate this episode to Paul Mooney, like in real time, like revisiting. In his book, I'm revisiting a lot of his old stuff that I forgot that I knew about that's been like in my psyche for a really long time. And so I'm just really thankful for his unapologetic voice, you know, and comedic voice. So just shout out to you and your family, man. You know, you were a real one. There's not a lot of them out there. So shout out to you. What about you, friend?
Yes, and I have a double dedication.
Ooh.
So my first dedication
Fancy.
is going out to the gang at Real Poppycock podcast for having me on to learn out about aliens, and especially Emily, who was the hostess of that evening and got us flowers. As a matter of
So
fact, she
sweet.
got us. Where's the And we'll read this when the dedication's over. And then my second dedication is going out to Zorhan Mandami's mama,
Ooh.
Mira.
My God.
Mira Nair, because whenever there's an extraordinary person, they usually have an extraordinary mother.
my
That's been my
God.
observation. So dedication over, but I'm gonna go ahead and real quick because as soon as I
Please,
Googled her, I was
please,
immediately
please.
impressed. She is, I'm I'm actually going to read this article from Fortune. They said it best.
Do it.
Zohran Mandami made history when he won New York City's mayoral election on Tuesday, becoming the youngest mayor in over a century and the first Muslim to lead the city. But his mother already carved her own path into record books decades earlier. Mira Nair, 68, stands as one of the most accomplished independent filmmakers of her generation, a director who turned a modest budget into critical darlings and box office successes while refusing to compromise her artistic vision. Sound like anybody you know?
Like our author.
Right. So to all
Nice
the
segue.
fearless ones,
Yes,
thank
amen,
you.
Amen. Thank you.
But-
They're such an inspiration.
Like on our flowers, we had this fan mail, and I was like, I felt it only right to open it together.
Okay, do it.
So
You haven't
I
even
wanted to
read
see what it says.
How
It was just so sweet.
Handwritten.
As big fan of Real Poppycock and the Fat Podcast, I am thrilled that you are the guest co-host today. Thank you for bringing your unique voice and perspectives to Real Poppycock. And I'm also excited they've finally gotten a woman's voice to chime in on things. Appreciation and admiration, Emily. P.S. I can easily package your flowers up if the vase makes it difficult to transport. Otherwise, keep the vase.
Classy.
Do we love
Top
women
to
or do we
bottom.
love
We care
women?
so much. It's the details. It's the details, okay? Emily, I don't even know you, but thank you for taking care of my friend. Thank you guys for having her on the show. I love trotting Kat out to other podcasts. She's such a good co-host, but also just a great podcaster, great conversationalist. So
I won't shut up.
yeah, and I can't wait to hear the episode. I haven't listened to it yet.
It comes out Friday.
Oh, okay.
It comes out
well,
on
no
the
wonder I
14th.
haven't listened
Yeah,
to it
that's
yet.
why.
It doesn't exist, but I am gonna listen.
And also, in the notes, we'll put Emily because she does like body work and massage and stuff like that.
Don't forget to send that to me.
Holidays coming up. Yeah, I got really excited about that because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need that. Like my forehead is tense. Is your
Don't
forehead
even-
tense?
Probably.
Can
That's why I
touch?
got the hat on,
Yep.
girl.
My cheekbones are tense.
Right here.
My neck bones.
right here. It's like my jaw's
my
popping in and out. Listen, I'm
Yeah.
shambles.
This whole
Shambles. It's the
thing
right
all the
side.
way down. Well, I'm right hand dominant, right? I'm right side
It's more
dominant,
stress
so
out
that's
there.
what I'm working, and all that said.
Guys, just know that each and every week it is a feat that we are here recording this episode in the midst, okay, of living. So again, it's a testament to just having that time to do something you love, which I love being here with you. I love
Same.
reviewing books, and we love being with you guys too. So
And every day you have to fight.
every day you have to fight. Yeah. All right. So let's get into, speaking of fighters, the illustrious Paul Mooney. I know that Kat did procure a little bit of information about him, but before that, I want to give you some stats on the book. Hold up, if I've got them. I thought I had them. Hello. Now what?
What happened?
Oh wait, I'll just click on it because I thought about the book. I had the actual pages and everything.
Oh. Would
'Cause
you
you
want
know
me
I
to do
like to
my
do
part
that.
first and you can do yours?
I guess so.
All
Let's
right.
do it. I like that.
We don't
Thank
want to
you.
hold the people up. They're
No,
so
no,
busy.
I
It's
know.
so
My
important.
God. Here. Oh, actually, I did find it.
Oh.
I did find it. Okay, so this book was published by Gallery Books, July 6th, 2010, and it's about 272 pages, and it was around 6 hours of an audiobook. So an easy listen for audiobooks out there.
It wasn't read by Paul Mooney, and I was a little
wasn't.
disappointed by that.
But you know what? I think the guy who did it did a good job. I think the audio wasn't great.
It wasn't.
He
There's
sounded
no
like he was
voice
in the
like Paul
basement.
Mooney's voice.
He would have been really leaving us a gift had he actually done that for us.
I feel like that's a good use of AI, although in general, I don't agree with posthumously using people's voices after they die.
Yeah, I'm gonna say nah. But
Even if
I
their
wished-
families are like, oh, it's okay. No, let's let people rest.
Don't do that to me,
Yeah.
guys. Nobody's going to, but don't do that.
You never know, though. I would
It's on the
also
record.
like to say, don't do that to me either.
Okay, okay.
'Cause
You have to
y'all
say it.
think I might like something, but
You don't know me like that.
you don't. You know, that's the whole point in dying. Like I finally shut
I
up.
was done. Okay, right. Right. Exactly. You have all these wonderful episodes. If you want to hear us bloviating about whatever the hell, it's all on here. All 200
Yeah.
and almost 40 episodes, friend.
I know, right? We've
are
been
getting-
doing it. We love to
Yo.
work.
We must. Just like Paul. Just Paul, friend. So let the people know about Paul. Not now that you've got his,
I do.
information up.
So Paul Gladney was born August 4th, 1941 in Shreveport, Louisiana. Better known by the stage name Paul Mooney. He was an American comedian, writer, and actor. He collaborated with Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, and Dave Chappelle, wrote for comedian Richard Pryor and the television series Stanford and Son and Living Color and Chappelle Show, as well as acting in the Buddy Holly Story, the Spike Lee directed satirical film Bamboozled, and Chappelle Show, and SNL. I don't know why they left that out.
I don't know why they left that out. That's a thing.
Oh, and he passed away in May 19th, 2021 in his Oakland, California home.
The Paul Mooney, man.
The Paul Mooney. He put in that work, though.
He put in that work. I feel like he's your favorite comedian's favorite comedian. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of those people, like, especially if you're really into comedy and have studied it, or, you know, like if you like the old school sort of, you know, the Richard Pryors and the, who else?
The Red Foxes.
Thank you.
The Bill Cosbys.
The Bill Cosbys of it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those iconic guys, I think, yeah, he was, now he wasn't behind like the Bill Cosbys and stuff, but some of the more edgy
That would be
comedy.
a peer.
Yes, that would be, yes.
It'd be a peer,
Exactly.
but yeah, not a comrade.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Definitely a difference.
Because he talked about Bill Cosby a lot.
He did, and you know what? This book to me felt like a best friend memoir. Because I felt like this should just be called Richard and Me.
It definitely should have. Because
like,
there was a lot I could relate to, but also a lot I could not, because I honestly felt like he was in love with Richard.
It felt like other significant other.
OSO stuff.
It did. I was
heavy.
like, he was like.
But he didn't even talk about his wife like that.
He didn't talk about his kids like that. So that was, but what I'm noticing though, I'm glad you mentioned that. When we're reading memoirs about men, a lot of the time their focus is on their career.
Sure.
You really don't, like, you do get a little bit of their family life, because again, he does touch on his family life, and especially his upbringing, like, you know, his grandma who he loved, mama who put that stank on him from you know, really got him.
I thought about
feeling
Harry
about
Potter,
himself.
about how like that magic being loved
It was on
that deeply, like it gives you lifelong protection.
It gives you, listen, and it gives you that sort of like, nobody can tell me who I am because I already know who I am, and I'm already worth something.
Yeah.
I don't have to jump in a box.
It reminds me a lot of what show was that on? Well, it was on Rick and Morty, but they were quoting it too on another podcast I was listening. Oh, it was on Grits and Eggs.
Of course.
Basically about how there was a scene where Rick was coming on stage and everyone was booing him, and he was like, "Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer." And
bars.
yeah, Dan Harmon's got him. So
bars.
Yeah, yeah. And I
that's
feel like
pretty darn
that
good.
was very much Paul Mooney's ethos.
Energy, right? Like, I'm not, which is beautiful. And honestly, yes, I love to see it. But like, so the comparison I want to make. So we just got through reading Virginia Roberts Giuffre's heart-wrenching, powerful, beautiful, and just sad memoir, you know, about her life. And her life's work ended up being a lot about advocacy and reclaiming her, you know, autonomy, and speaking out against, you know, the horrible things that she had been through, or
clearing
whatever.
up the fact I'm not the bad guy.
I'm not the bad guy here, right? And
Them's the bad guys.
but also, she spent a lot of time talking about the joy she felt being a mom and her family life, and balancing her passion for advocacy versus her passion for her family and her children. And how I was reading this thinking like, damn, like, you really don't feel any of that tension, because he was not focused on it at all. And I'm not saying that tension didn't exist, but it wasn't.
He
in
wasn't
this
worried
book.
about it. He didn't.
He didn't put it in this book. It was very much focused on, you know, his upbringing, his formative years, him letting us know that, like, he got all of his self-esteem from his grandma who ended up raising him. His tumultuous sort of like like the way he came into the world was kind of crazy because his mom was a teenage mom. She got into a car accident when
and he claims to remember experiencing that.
Yeah, was he actually claiming that? I thought he was just like sort of.
I mean, he said it.
I just thought it was like not a metaphor. Is it not a metaphor? What is it like when you're trying to just?
It could have been hyperbole.
Hyperbole, maybe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know. He never.
I thought it was implied. But anyway, regardless.
I don't know. I thought he was serious.
I didn't. I was like, obviously you don't fucking remember that, sir.
He might think he did. People think they remember their births. Like some people do. I mean, I can't tell people what they do or don't remember.
Okay. I mean, right. You're right. But I can also be like, yeah, I don't believe you.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't put any necessary. I wouldn't wager anything on it.
Right there. Okay, that's fair.
But the way he presented it, I don't feel like he was saying it as a joke. But that's art.
Well, I took it as a joke. But, so there's that. But so he remembers that his formative years really had a lot to do with his. He had this high self-esteem. Like he thought highly of himself. He got the messaging like you shouldn't kowtow to anybody. You are worthy. You are who you are. And he took that to heart, and so he kept that with him. But one of the things that really got me too was the fact that like he was a dad young, so even though he was in high school and had I don't know if this was the first girl he ever hunched on.
I thought that was the Portuguese
sexual
girl
assault, wasn't it?
Yeah, because weren't they Portuguese
8?
or something? They were.
I think so. I think so. She was 12. He was 8. Sorry, guys. So, matter of fact. Let me run it back.
Okay.
I actually was going to dedicate this episode, or today's episode is brought to you by the letter N. And because we might say the N word. It might come up. It just is. So if you don't like that.
I understand people's discomfort with the N word or nigger or nigga. I, for one, have never had a lot of fear around phonics. Okay. You know what I mean? Like fear our mouths
around phonics.
Our sounds make different noises. Mm-hmm. To me, what's more important is intention. I feel like not Pat Oswald. Who's the guy who did the voice of Ratatouille? I'm a little faded.
And the fact, I know you're asking them because clearly you're not asking me who.
The guy who did Ratatouille is a stand-up comedian, and he did a whole thing about how sometimes political correctness can have us like messed up because people say all the right words but be communicating the wrong message. And then some people are like not PC. Like he was like, so it's like if a couple F words want to get together, what's that mean business of mine? You know what I mean? Like that's you might be saying it a little rough, but your overall, like...
There's nothing, right. There's no ill intent here.
Right.
There's no one's getting hurt.
Just like when you hear older people use the word colored, you know, like, that never happens to you? Oh my God. I just don't necessarily jump to offended.
Oh, she's a...
You know...
Well, because your grandma... We'd be doing her nails and stuff. And she's like, oh, I'm just a colored girl.
She's like, I'm doing pretty good for a old colored girl. And I'm like, yeah, not bad.
Yes, I hear what you're saying.
I meant more like when white people say it.
I did know that because I was like, it's different when Granny said it.
Right, but like I said, I feel like you should factor people's age into
their experiences and stuff.
It's just the same thing when like I accidentally misgender someone.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not trying to be an asshole.
I am old AF. And
I've spent almost 50 years with a strict binary when it comes to pronouns.
Yeah, for sure.
So now that I've given more choice, I think it's a great thing. But my brain doesn't automatically do it.
No.
It's exactly like when I was in grade school and one of my little teachers decided she wanted to get married. And somewhere halfway through the semester, I got to start calling her a new name. And I might...
Yeah, I'm calling you Miss Smith still because I don't know who Miss
Schilling is
Yes.
now. I mean, great.
know
Mrs.
her.
Schilling, congratulations.
Yeah.
Not trying to throw shade on your most recent nuptials. I'm not trying to be like, well, I don't think she should. No, if I mess
That's
up,
just who you've been this whole time.
I just have
What
you
is-
filed under the old name.
Yep.
Give me. It's just like when the new year comes around. Well, do people even still write checks? Remember when you used to
No.
write checks?
I do remember
and
that.
you'd put the old year.
Or even just in school when you had to write your name and date at the top of the paper.
It
Yeah,
takes
and
a
it's like,
little while to get used
Yeah.
to the new digit.
And we're old.
And
We're old.
we're
We're old.
it's not necessarily, I think it is important to realize where people's intentions are and to
Agreed.
also correct with love. I think
true.
that when I went on Real Poppycock, I kept saying Trevor's name wrong.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I was getting ready to call you an a-hole.
No.
Because you always call me one when I accidentally.
No, I wasn't even doing that.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even doing that. No, our host Trevor, I called him Travis for the first couple minutes. Because it was the TV combo. I wasn't, and I'm usually so good with names.
You
but
are, and that's what I count on
sometimes
you
you're
for.
bad, and I also had a really bad headache. So I just was in pain, and I
they
made a
forgave
mistake.
you.
But he corrected me with kindness, and
Okay,
I
nice.
appreciate that. So we can all just. And I wasn't
something to
trying.
be
I
said for it.
joked. I was like, "Yeah, that was a power move," but it wasn't. I
Okay.
was just dumb.
Right, that's a lot harder to admit. You know, no one wants to say I'm an ignorant fool. You know, it's not
Right?
fun.
It's
just
like I'm
fun.
not batting 1,000. I'm
No.
just some lady from Indiana.
Yep, an old one. All right, so now back to Paul Mooney.
You
so
bitch.
yeah, I'm right behind you. Don't worry. So yeah, he had this upbringing with his grandma. They invested in him a lot. He felt highly about himself, but I was like, the main idea I got about him throughout the whole book, from start to finish, was like, this dude's a pimp.
Big time.
He was a whole pimp, you guys.
Because he
Never
refused to
stated,
be
but-
hoed.
It was like, oh my
So that's
gosh.
their only other option is to be a pimp.
Oh
if
my
I'm not going to be
gosh.
hoed,
I mean, I guess so. So we're saying that there's strict binary here? Pimps
the
and hoes?
world is filled with pimps and hoes.
It is. What is the other category? You can't convince me that that's it. There's got to be
simps?
simps, pimps, hoes. What's the opposite? Okay, so simps and pimps. Those are opposites. Mm-hmm. So what's the opposite of the hoe then? Okay, we'll come back to that.
I'm going to ask the internet.
Oh my gosh. Maybe it's a renegade.
Well, no, that's by definition a hoe. It's just a hoe with no pimp.
So, all right, well, guess what? We're moving on.
Okay. You do your
But
thing.
no,
I'm going to
so
ask.
I'm saying all this to say, he started off young, okay? He gets this girl pregnant in high school. She ends up having twins, which was crazy. And then, you know, there was a focus in his early life on the fact that, like, and it was probably because he loved women, because he loved his granny and his mom too. But you felt this, like, he had this adoration toward women that was kind of sweet, but also it was a little, you know, he was a little loose in the pants. But also Paul, he thought of himself highly. Like, he thought he was super attractive. So obviously I feel like he was attracting young women too. So, and then you fast forward to him trying to make his sort of transition into Hollywood, like him and who was it? It was somebody. They did like a road trip. It wasn't Richard yet. It was before then. What am I thinking of, friend?
I don't
Am
know.
I too drunk to know?
Maybe. I don't have my notes.
God damn it, Kat. You
I'm
need to know.
sorry.
Was that in your notes?
There's no way to
What?
know.
There's no- You guys, this is a fake ass
This
book
is-
club.
This is bad.
Oh my
We'll just say
God.
with person X. Okay.
We can't say that because I guess it doesn't matter.
I looked up the opposite of a hoe. and
Okay,
it's
let's
a
go back to that.
prude. But so
There's
often
hoes.
prudes are hoes too.
I was gonna say, so I feel like renegades. If we're just saying it, it's either
But
you're
they're still hoes. I
you
feel
just
like
said a
there's no
prude was a
escaping.
hoe. So if that's
That's
the
what I'm
case,
just saying. There's just hoes.
so, but I still think there's categories of ones. There's hoes who
Sure.
are willing to be pimped, and there's the ones who fight it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have the
We
niggas
have
who don't
different
want to
types
pimp.
of hoes, but this is pretty much just you
Still,
have to
if we're
choose.
gonna have two on this side, I like symmetry.
Okay.
All right, so that's
Okay.
what I'm trying to do here. Y'all are
Okay.
with me, right? Okay, so anywho, yeah, Paul was a pimp though.
Yeah. But well, go ahead.
Go ahead, you.
Well, I'm skipping ahead because right now
Skip
we haven't
ahead.
gotten to Richard yet.
We haven't. I'm trying to because I'm trying to remember the point in his life where he left Louisiana and like moved to California.
He was
So I don't
staying
know
with his half sister, the
the pretty
model.
one he was talking about.
Yeah. Was it Carol?
Yes.
Yeah. Ian,
Was she in Cali? Is that how he got there? Okay.
And so he was
that
staying out
it.
there with them, and
okay.
he was just doing different odd jobs and stuff like that. He was not afraid to admit he was good looking.
No, he wasn't. This reminded me. I'm not gonna say. I was like, yeah.
Oh, what?
My husband.
He definitely ain't no hoe.
He's not a. That's what I was saying. I didn't want to be like he's not a hoe, but just he thinks extremely
a lot of yourself.
high
Well,
of himself,
It's very
which is
difficult
good.
to hoe someone with high self-esteem.
Yes, you just can't do it. You just it's impossible.
He's just like, I am. He was just like,
Magnificent.
my one cousin tried to burn me alive because I was so good looking.
Yeah.
That was
And it
Paul
didn't
Mooney.
work.
And it didn't work. My
okay.
aunt came in and got me.
Yes, because I am
His
the
voice,
chosen
I
one.
really did miss hearing his voice. I love his voice.
It's very good.
It's so sultry.
It's very nice. And he knew it.
Because
he was a pimp.
He did. I mean, he was like, there's no point in acting like it's not.
Well, Kat, listen,
Okay.
things fall apart when you don't do a breakdown. Let's just say that. Because you started, I need you to focus. Look at me. Turn, look. The people are counting on you, friend. Oh, no. Yes.
They shouldn't do that.
Well, too late. You set the standard. And you have become known, okay, to be the one that does this. I can't. I never can. Even if I'm fully rested. Oh, I can. I just don't.
It's okay. I'm doing it. I'm gonna
You got this.
I'm doing
A quick one, and we can get into
Paul
it.
Mooney was
Yes.
born Shreveport, Louisiana, to a turbulent mother on a turbulent night in a turbulent car. He was raised by his grandmother,
He was.
who had a conjuring spirit.
And conjuring ass friends.
Yes. And then once he was ready, he burst forth from his
Burst
castalis.
Castalis? Chrysalis?
Yep.
Yep, both.
Nailed it. And spread his wings to Hollywood, even though he already had 3 kids.
Damn.
And
He was like 17.
he was like, I see them when I see them.
Right, I guess, because we never heard about him until they were grown again.
So he goes out to Cali. And then he's hanging out with his half-sister. We don't even know how that's his half-sister.
We don't know.
We don't need to know. But apparently she is even better looking than him, if that's even possible.
If you can imagine.
And they're at a party. And then Paul meets the love of his life, Richard Pryor.
Yes.
And from that
Yes,
point
Jesus.
on, it becomes an explosion of comedic creativity where he goes on to write for Richard and on Stanford and Son and SNL. He wrote that sketch with Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor where they're exchanging slurs. Iconic. He was like dead honky.
It's a
Pretty
word
great.
association game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Well,
Link.
put it in the notes. Then he goes on to write for In Living Color. And then he goes on to write to Chappelle Show. He does a bunch of other stuff in the meantime too, but I'm skipping it.
Thank you.
And then what else?
He talks a lot about the fact that Richard is in love with drugs.
Yeah.
Like throughout the
But I think that broke his
whole
heart
thing. I
because
think
he
it
was
did.
most in love with Richard. Because did you ever hear the rumors that they slept together?
I didn't.
Oh. There's rumors that they were engaged sexually.
Oh.
And that Paul Mooney was engaged sexually with one of Richard's sons. And this isn't in the book. These are all things that
no,
are
I was gonna say.
Hollywood
I just read
rumors.
the book and did not know that. Okay.
Because they had fallen out for a while. There's also rumors that Richard was trying to have Paul killed,
Say what?
but they apparently reconciled. But Richard Pryor at a certain point, I never heard it framed that was an attempted suicide. They always made it seem like it was an accident when Richard set himself on fire.
And that's what he said too. He said that. He was like, they kept saying the accident. They kept saying the accident. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, that wasn't no fucking accident.
I'm inclined to believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
if you guys don't know, Richard Pryor like burned himself up famously freebasing cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul alleges he had poured rum all over himself and then lit that on fire because he was trying to burn out all the impurities, and I don't know. And then then Richard gets MS, and that hits Paul real hard. He also married a woman at some point. He doesn't even say how he met her. Yvonne.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No.
But they had some children. And then,
wait a minute, Yvonne though. I think he met when she was underage. He said, and he waited for her.
He did.
And
he waited for her to turn 18.
Yep, and then they got married after that and started having their kids.
Good on him.
Yeah, that's good. I was glad he did that.
Yeah, at least. And
at least.
And then we kind of do we get to the end of Richard's life? Really close. We get really close if we don't get to the actual end. And then the book ends, but in real life keeps going. And Paul did a lot of stand-up specials, classics. One of my favorites, Race. And I love the cover. Oh, he was just an artist. He had such good taste. And then he himself kind of had a decline and passed away.
Yeah, man. I guess what was cool to me was him going through, because again, like we don't get a lot about Paul's personal life. You get a little, like you get the snippets when he was younger, like I said, when he was copulating as a young man, and some of his relationship stuff a little bit, but he never really goes in depth on who he was as a person. I feel like as an adult, it was more focused in on his creative stuff with Richard, his friendship with Richard, but then also his journey in Hollywood and how tumultuous that was, because like he was the voice. It was almost like he was the voice behind one of the most popular, if not the most popular comedians of all time. You know what I'm saying? And people never really knew who he was. So it was kind of interesting to see him showing that picture of like, I'm the man behind the man, like, and how people felt a way about him because he had, air quote, Caesar's ear. You know what I'm saying? Like he had access to one of the most popular people. And then he was always showing that juxtaposition between Richard's disposition, which he always just kind of described as childlike and sort of innocent and vulnerable. But he was always looking for approval, and he feels like that's kind of what got him into the drugs, and that's what, he really wanted to be a superstar. And I think Paul Mooney's whole thing was like, the freest place a black man in America can be is behind a microphone as a comedian. It's the only place where you can speak the real truth. And so he really, really was always trying to get Richard to do the stand-up stuff, because he was just like, this is where you shine, like this is where you can be. But Richard was more like, I want to be a movie star, and he was looking for that approval in Hollywood. And so you kept seeing this sort of battle this whole time between, I guess, this black and white thing of like Hollywood being representing the whiteness and the mainstream crossover appeal and popularity, and then the black being like staying true to your roots and being able to have that authentic voice in Hollywood or just in public spaces, because, we talk a lot about just that dual nature that black people have sometimes.
Have to have.
Because we're trying to keep our jobs, we're trying to stay employed. We don't want a fatwa called on us or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like Paul Mooney, also wrote for Chappelle on Chappelle's show. And I feel like Dave Chappelle kind of had a fatwa put on him a little bit. And to me, I feel like it was racially charged. People never want to talk about, because they're just like, no, he's transphobic. And I was like, I don't know. He's a 60-year-old like Muslim dude. Like, I don't feel like he's all that transphobic. Like,
here's the thing. If the things that I think knowing the history of Dave Chappelle, where he got his, like, think about Paul Mooney as one of his mentors, right? Paul was fearlessly always gonna say the thing that everybody's thinking, that nobody really wants to say because that's just who Paul was. You know what I'm saying? And there was a reason why Chappelle wanted him on the show, wanted him as a writer, because that fearless voice is what he was known for. So Paul was not the kind of person that was going to show up in a space and feel pressured. He didn't care if it was executives or whatever. In fact, before he got on that show, he was like, yo, I've been around a long time, and if I'm going to do this, I don't want
notes. Yeah, I don't want notes from the suits. Because y'all are going to try to whitewash
You're
it.
You're going to take away the essence of what this is. This is
for
who this is for.
Not talking about race in America. Like he said, he's like, it's like a large defecating elephant in the room. And we're just not going to talk about it. And I honestly feel like the fatwa that was put on Dave Chappelle for being transphobic was actually a reactionary from racists. Because you don't act this vehement towards racism when you see it.
They don't care.
But when you hear, because you're not even watching his special to hear the alleged transphobia, which once again, I still have yet to hear. He is making jokes, but he makes a lot of jokes about women too. And I wouldn't say he's misogynistic. Because it's just, sexual politics are funny. I mean, everything's funny.
Everything can be funny.
I mean,
Absolutely.
our human beings are ridiculous.
Yeah, we are.
At the end of the day. So to him, he's like, there's nothing outside of the realm of making a joke about. In fact, if I leave something out, that's a form of discrimination. Because it's like
I'm inclusive.
Yeah, like quite honestly. So it's never been a matter to me of transphobia, because he's not saying these people aren't allowed to live, they're not allowed to transition, they're not allowed to work. He's never saying any of that.
So
he's just like,
of this is
you know,
funny to me.
he's just like, aspects of this is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it.
Just like, oh my gosh. And then
and I'm just saying that in general because the Fat Podcast, very trans affirming. Like, we do not want to block anybody out, but at the same time, it's like, you should really know who your allies are and who your enemies are. And you should know Dave Chappelle's not one of your enemies. He's
that
not,
part.
He's not writing to push back anybody's trans rights. He's just doing some yucks. Like, and it's real easy to make fun of him too if you want to do that.
And just do that.
Yeah,
That makes you feel better.
There's fertile ground there. Go
it's
crazy.
Like going to, because it's always like, it's funny until it's you. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, that's always the thing.
Well, Paul Mooney pointed that out. Like, you can always make fun of everybody until it comes to white people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's booty holes clench up.
Yeah. Ooh. Clenched.
And then it's just kind of like, okay.
And he likes that feeling. Because guess what? I got to feel uncomfortable all the time. This is the energy. Like, I do respect that. Like, I do. It's because it's like, this is, turnabout is fair game.
It's fair play.
Yes.
Turnabout is very fair play. So that's why I always want to make sure I like to clear the air about my admiration of Dave Chappelle. Because I really do admire him. It doesn't mean I agree with everything he says or does.
No, and I don't think every single thing he's ever said is funny either. No,
yeah,
you know.
But I think it's been unfairly labeled to him when I've seen people who are way more transphobic. The show Friends was way more transphobic than Dave Chappelle. And we aren't canceling that. Like, you go back and watch Friends. Oh,
Was it?
yeah.
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Friends like
they
that,
made
but
a
I'll take
lot of
Really? Okay. See,
making fun of people for
looking like okay.
They did, and once again, it was the '90s. It was whatever. But yeah, it was the punchline. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective,
Ooh.
the first one. That the whole thing, the whole plot was transphobic.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's still, no one's canceling Jim Carrey. And I'm not saying even you should,
Right.
but it's like, it's very important before we get the selective outrage to know, like, I really feel like the heat was directed towards him because of what he said about white people, not trans people. Honestly, I feel like I feel like the same thing happened to Louis C.K., but we don't have to go there, where it was just, he was very critical about white supremacy in his stand-up, and he got canceled because his movie, I Love You, Daddy, that nobody ever got to see, it was very critical towards Woody Allen. So to me,
As it should. I mean,
it was basically a movie about how if your daughter is just saying, I love you, daddy, you're probably not parenting her correctly. Like, because you should be offering her enough correction that she's probably mad at you sometimes. So
right, because my daughter is, I was telling you about. My husband was getting on her nerves today.
Right. So I
mean, she
really wish I
loves
could
him, but
see the film. I've
that's
only
funny.
seen trailers of it, but he wrote it as a critique of how Hollywood treats young women. And it got canceled. He got canceled when that movie was coming out. And to me, it's
There's a
more than
reason.
ironic because it wasn't really because it's like everyone's so like afraid of what Louis C.K. might do to women.
No,
I
you're
think they
afraid
were
of
more
critiquing the Woody Allen thing. And then when you think about now what all's going on, because we understand how big this whole Epstein thing is and how prevalent it is and how much it is. Like,
they're not swearing in a senator because they don't want her to vote to release him. So that's, to me, where the
Hard
critical
whistle.
Paul Mooney was very good at getting you to get those wheels turning about who is actually your enemy here. It's like, I don't think it's Dave Chappelle for real. You know, but maybe it is. I don't know. But
maybe for something else, but not that. You know what I'm saying? But
that's
that
not
ain't
the
it.
thing. So, and if you did enjoy Chappelle's show, part of that is because of Paul Mooney.
Oh my God. And I think about some of my favorite, like the Negro Damas. Classic.
Homie the Clown.
Homie the Clown. From In Living Color, you guys were from the 1900s. Okay, this was a variety show,
Sunday
sketch
nights.
comedy show,
You can
mostly
do
black
what you
cast.
wanna
Jim Carrey,
do.
hilarious. The
J-Lo.
Wayans, J-Lo. Well, who cares? I didn't know
SW1.
who she was, but the dancers.
Rosie
It was like the
Perez.
dancers in the front or whatever. Iconic comedy.
Heavy D.
My God, and the boys. You feel me? Just
It was such.
was a vibe.
I loved Sunday night.
It was so
because it would
nice.
be In Living Color and The Simpsons.
My mom didn't let us watch The Simpsons.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons either, but guess what? I did it anyway because I'm stubborn.
Sneaking. Ooh-wee. Yeah, it just was a good time though. But I do think that like during that time, we were being exposed to these edgier sort of truths in comedy. And I think ultimately Paul Mooney was trying to get him to lean into that as opposed to trying to appease, air quotes, white America. You know
the
what I'm saying? And
crossover.
trying to be, that crossover kind of appeal. But
Like
I do
Bill Cosby
think,
did.
like Bill Cosby, and I think and you know, Bill Cosby was like he was the icon. He was the like, this is what you're supposed to what's the words? Gosh, why don't I never
Aspire?
have them? Yeah, like I guess aspire to be, but like he was definitely like the person who was put up on a pedestal, who you were trying to emulate at that time, and you know, Paul was like, shit. I mean, I feel like you could go beyond that, and I feel like just by telling your truth, because Richard was a storyteller. I'm gonna tell you, there were several times in the book where I'm like, is this just about, like, I feel like this is Richard Pryor's memoir, like.
A little lightweight.
I mean, most of it was about Richard and how much but also what was very sweet was, because I didn't want to automatically take it to like they were lovers, but you felt this other significant other
I
love
feel like
from
I
it.
had heard. I Googled it. I couldn't find any evidence that AI says that no, Paul Mooney and Richard Pryor were not lovers. But I feel like I had heard like a little story or something where Paul Mooney was talking and someone. Like to someone, and Richard overheard him, and Richard came over and said, he's like, oh, you didn't tell him how I fucked you over the fireplace though, or something to that effect.
But he could have been joking.
He could have been joking. That's very true. So
Because they were just ridiculous. So I'm just saying, like, I don't want
That's
to
possible,
assume that just
but
because men have this affection toward each other that it's a sexual thing.
you don't have
And
to
people do
assume that,
tend to
even
assume
though
that.
there is a non-zero amount of evidence that Richard Pryor probably was bisexual.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Well,
like,
he did proposition him the very first time with an
He
orgy
did.
with some other people.
He
And he
did.
was like, I'm good.
He's like, I'm good. And there's the rumor too that who played the Godfather? Marlon Brando and Richard had a thing.
Okay.
That's-
I mean, he probably did. He was out here zooted out his
Well,
mind.
and here's the other thing too, because he famously smoked crack.
Yeah, like-
and crack is a very horny drug.
Is it?
I've what was I just
How do you
reading?
know, friend?
Oh, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen just had his new special out on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but I watched LB's on YouTube. Watch with me, LB. I love her so much. She's from Louisiana too. And she
mentioned her
she just told me about the special. She does what we do.
Okay.
Where she just breaks stuff down real quick in digestible portions. So I didn't have to watch the whole thing. I just had to watch her little thing about it. And she said that Charlie Sheen was, because Charlie Sheen too had messed with dudes and stuff like that too.
Oh, okay. When he was on crack?
Because he said
Because he was on crack?
he said it's a very horny drug. So we wouldn't know because, Moni, have you done crack?
No.
I haven't either, so I can't really speak to it. I can only take other people's accounts into it. But when I think about the things that I've heard about people who do
Crackheads.
crack, it does seem kind of horny. Like there are some people too who they only can do crack when they have prostitutes or like they have to like have the combo. Like that was a thing. There was some coach a while ago who got caught up or something like that. So yeah, like
wow.
it's kind of a horny drug.
All right. Fair enough. But also Paul didn't do
No,
crack.
Paul didn't do drugs.
So
he was dry. He was very clean.
Yeah, so
and
I'm
so
just saying.
but their relationship became strained and ultimately ended for a while due to an alleged sexual encounter between Paul and Richard's adult son. This incident caused a deep sense of betrayal in Rich Pryor, who eventually put a $1 million hit out on Moni, which was never carried out. Paul and his publicist deny the allegations, but the controversy led to the end of their famous partnership. But they obviously mended fences at some point.
What?
Oh, because
I don't
Paul
know.
got MS, which was, or not Paul,
Paul, I'm gonna say did
Richard.
he? Okay.
Richard got MS, which was really sad. I remember that.
I do remember that too. But you know what I thought was really cool was that like something like getting burned up freebasing, crack. I mean, like that's what's more embarrassing? I mean, there are things I'm sure, but that's embarrassing as
That's
hell.
pretty
But
high
like
there.
being able to take that and then like make fun of yourself and to find like that's the beauty of comedy in general. This is why I think I love laughing so much because it's just like, man, there's so many awful things happening all the time that if I don't find the funny in it or if I don't find a way to laugh at this, like I feel like my heart will beat
Burst.
and just it'll just explode.
It's the worst.
And
Actually,
vein will bust
I
or
never
something.
am able to do everything I want to do in a week. Do you ever feel that way? Is that just me? Maybe it's just Kat.
It's just you.
It's just me. One of the things I wanted to do before we came here is I wanted to make a little pillow for our bookshelf that had one of Paul's grandmother's sayings on it because she had some very,
Is
very.
it my favorite? Does it have something to do with the purse?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. And I want it in that Mama's Family stitch.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna do it maybe for Christmas. Wouldn't that be a good Christmas present?
It's probably on Etsy already.
It probably
Somebody already made it.
is.
Ladies,
But I want the satisfaction of like
doing
I
it
did
yourself.
that.
Okay.
But it said quote because Paul was saying like his grandma kept it real, and he said his like young female cousins would come home after a weekend a party, and his grandma would be like, "You dumb bitch." Like he was like, "Don't you know?" A wet pussy and a dry pocketbook don't match.
They don't.
Gems.
No wonder he's so real.
Fabulous. That's what we're missing right now in the world.
It is.
That's
The
what I need. I
realness.
need the hats too.
It's the realness.
With the pink hats that say "Make Pussy Expensive Again." It would make a better world.
I think so too, friend.
Thank you.
There was a bunch of stuff. I was here just some random things that I typed down when I was listening to the book. So, the parrot named Feathers that was saying the word. Sponsored by the letter N, guys. The voodoo lady, who he was kind of scared of, his mom's friend, who everybody would come around for to if
Need an
you
abortion.
needed yeah, there was that. I put no code switching. The fact that he doesn't code switch at
Right.
all.
He's like, "This
I'm
is my
not doing
voice.
that.
I'm not doing an
This
accent."
is what we're doing. Let's see. Not hard dicks. No names. That was another one his mom said too.
That was a good one.
It's just like giggity, ow,
Giggity.
ow. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I pictured. I was like, that's so true. His mom is wise. Put that on another pillow.
Right.
That'll be both. They'll
We
be
need
right next to each
multiple.
other.
I mean, you always
we
need
need
more than
all
one
these
pillow.
pillows. Yeah, I need one. You need one.
I do, especially
fine.
for my lumbar
Oh
support.
my God. But yeah, I just think too, like for people who don't know who Paul Mooney is, you definitely have to get into his bag though, because when you really look at Richard's work, you do see Paul's voice in it. If you know his voice, if you know his comedy. And my favorite thing about it is that it was very unapologetic. It like there are times where you're just like, I can't believe he's saying this, but I love it because it's like, yes, somebody's saying
I'm always like, it's
it.
about damn time.
Oh, and the fact of like, hey, Mr. Mooney, can you please not
Talk
talk about race? And he's like, you know who I am?
He's like, he's like, first words out of his mouth. Well, they didn't want me to talk about race.
Okay, but that's actually what I do. He's like, there's so many segments of shows that I've been on that have gotten cut off. He's like, this is why people don't know me. This is why I've never been able to go mainstream. All right, so let me ask you this. So we think about commercial success, which does largely depend on the idea of crossing over, right? So you look at even something that I have enjoyed tremendously that maybe I wouldn't be hip to, like K-pop Demon Hunters or something like that, and how that crossed over, right? Like that is it's a hit everywhere. Like now it hit mainstream America, which is just code for white folks. And if they like it, then you're popular worldwide. So do you think that there is a space for authentic Black voices and mainstream success in America?
No. We're seeing
that
it
was
now
quick.
in
That
the
was
fact
quick.
that I think this is the first time in like 45 years where there hasn't been a hip hop song on the top, 40 or whatever. And I think it's because I was listening to this on Grits and Eggs, and Deontay was talking about how hip hop's going back. Deontay Cow. How he's like Cow. I've been watching a lot of South Park. And just about how hip hop is kind of going back underground because that's the only way you can stay authentic. Because I feel like for the longest time, rap has become so corporatized. And so.
And what they push out is the white word. I mean, it's. It's not the essence of what hip hop ever really was. And so it got so commercial that it was like, okay, plug and play. Here's the formula. Percocets, bitches, cars, money, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then this certain A-B
Don't
rhyme
forget
scheme.
ass.
And ass. And all of that, okay? And it's like, I mean, okay, but that's not really
It was
the
protest
essence.
music.
It was.
And that's why it spread across the world. So no, I don't think that
I think we should be
you're
okay
going
with
to be
that.
popular with your corporate overlords by truly promoting the soul of hip hop. Like, I think I think that like in Boondocks, like for corporations, they want the stuff that Riley wants, not Huey.
Yes, of course. Like free R. Kelly out here. You know what I'm saying? What he ever do to nobody? I'm pretty sure he said
Or the lethal interjection.
yes, all of that.
Man, Aaron McGruger had the keys.
He had, oh my gosh, the keys, the actual real life keys.
I wish that Aaron McGruger and Paul could have collabed.
My God, and I was thinking that because then I was like, wait, did he ever have anything to do with the Boondocks?
Not that I'm aware
I don't think he
of.
did, but I know that John Witherspoon and him were on the Chitlin Circuit and stuff together
That's
too, which
true.
was really
You
dope.
got Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. And I think Red was from Detroit as well.
Okay, that tracks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like, is that important though? Like, I think I kind of feel like that. To me, commercial success, I mean, other than just the actual money you get from it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that artists on some level have to feel like what they're creating means something to them. Because it was so sweet.
Real artists.
Real artists.
Yeah.
It was so sweet to me to hear him say, like, even though that show that they did the 4 episodes of, I forget the name
Richard
of
Pryor
it.
show.
Was it the Richard Pryor show?
I think so, like his variety show.
Whichever, yes.
Okay.
He was like, they weren't gonna do it, but then they ended up going through with it. Maya Angelou was on there. They had all this heat on this show, but he was like, it was social commentary. There was like dramatic effects, but then there was also comedy, and it was just edgy. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff I like to see. And I know that that's not mainstream.
Yeah.
Because they only got to do the 4 episodes, but he was like, I don't care that wasn't necessarily like the most commercially successful show, but like I had fun creating this with my friend.
Yeah.
Like I think to be able to do it at that scale, even if the whole world didn't like it, he was just like, it was a success to me because I got to do that with my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who I love making laugh, who I love, like, it was just so cute to me. I was like, that is so nice.
I also feel like Paul Mooney, because he's been in my life my whole life, whether I knew it or not, like through In Living Color.
Yeah.
And just his lack of fear of quote unquote white people.
Yeah.
And the fact that the title of the book, Black is the New White, he just breaks down how he proves what Kat is always saying is like there's no such thing as white people.
Yeah.
Like this is just an imagined concept that we're living out that we don't have to. And
it's sad when we do that.
it is.
It's really, really
we
crazy.
don't even have to do that.
Okay, let's see. Legacy, loyalty, loss.
Do you want to take a break?
Let's take a quick break.
Okay, because we're at an hour.
And we will be right back. So welcome back from the break. What a book, man. This was really good. Like I said, I loved tapping back into some of the things that I like forgot came from Paul Mooney.
And
And
like inward please.
nigga, please is just like iconic in every way, and it's so satisfying.
It's perfect.
I think that's why Paul is a fave, because it's like the energy and the time that he's on is like, yes, I'm with it. And you know, you again, like there's a certain amount of energy that you spend trying to code switch and be in this space of being acceptable, and I don't want to offend nobody. And it's like there is something freeing about the fact that he feels like, you know, the art form of comedy, especially for black men and black folks, it's just this freeing moment where you can really have these real conversations with not only black folks but other brave white folks who people consider themselves white. Because he was like, my favorite audiences were, you know, like when I see a sea of black people and a bunch of brave whites out there. He said that's my kind of crowd, because it's like, yeah, I mean, like, why wouldn't you want to know the truth? Why don't you want to acknowledge it?
He was doing the bit about Queen Elizabeth and was talking about Princess Di, and then the cameraman focused on a white woman in the audience who was like, yeah.
Because you're thinking it too.
Right. And she was like, you're goddamn right.
I can't say this around them, though, because they're pretending like everything's cool, and it's not.
Like the queen.
Yeah, there's the facade of it all. And so what's so beautiful and refreshing about him, I mean, whatever you say about him, you might have looked at him like he was, because that was the thing. He was like, look, I never was commercially successful as when like probably the Chappelle show came out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I started getting a lot of notoriety probably for, you know, publicly. Like people loved my stuff but didn't know it was my stuff. Like, nigga, please. You know, Saturday Night Live skits.
Like the
writing for Richard.
knew.
Exactly that, which is why I said he's every comedian's favorite comedian. Because if you know, you know.
Because even Michael Richardson's reached out to him.
Yeah.
That part was funny too.
Yes. But yeah,
have we forgiven Michael Richardson?
I don't want to talk about him.
Okay.
I have gotten, it's just reinforced. I'm talking about Paul right now. Forget about him, okay? It just reinforced my love for him and the work that he did and what it means, though, because I do think it is it's thankless. Like, he never really got his flowers like that from the mainstream. But I would argue that that's not as important. I think the people who it's for are the ones who appreciate him. So I think just by reading his book and going back over his legacy, hopefully it honors him in a way, because he was really, man, he's on my Mount Rushmore of just funniest people ever.
Big
in life.
admiration.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was really, really fun. Is there anything you want to add about the book before we close that up and rate it?
I do feel like he was in love with Richard. I do feel that way.
It sounded like that, but that was me not having heard any of the rumors that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was hard for me to apply that. Because you know how I am. I'm like, I'm not getting ready. And it might be obviously that that's what it is, but I'm still like, no. Because I don't know.
I feel like given a different political, social, sexual, political atmosphere, they might have been able to have a different type of life. I think publicly they were only allowed to be with women. And so that's what we saw. But I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just an OSO and they were just deeply connected in that way. But just the way he talked about him, it was relatable in the way of like best friend and feeling that. But also there was another part of it that I was like,
I don't feel that deeply. I mean, I love her.
I was like, I love you and everything.
However,
that was
it was intense. It really,
was
really
like
was.
more than his own children.
Yeah. Well, he talked about him so much more than anybody else. But then I was, again, like, to be fair, I was just trying to parse it as, is it because when men recount their lives, they're more so inclined to talk about their professional lives and their careers as opposed to their families and stuff? Because again, like, that's not like a unique in the sense of, I think when you are looking at men's autobiographies or their memoirs and stuff, like, it comes down to their family lives, but they're always talking about their careers. Same as they want to read books about self-help and shit. Like, they don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're going to just be focused on one thing. So, again, non-zero chance they were in love with each other, but also there's a non-zero chance that they were just platonically
good buddies.
And, like, really loved each other deeply, but not enough to penetrate each other.
But if we had lived in a more liberal society, may they have explored that maybe a little bit more.
If that's what they wanted. I'm not putting
possibly.
It on them.
But like just the fact that people be like, oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like to me, either way, it doesn't diminish the work or the talent.
They were already revolutionary in just being truth tellers in one way. Like, I think it's really, you know, like that would have been really difficult to be like, oh, now we're the queer representation for Black folks, and we're telling the man how it is. It's like, dude, what am I supposed to be all of it?
Because that was the thing too. Like Richard famously did a set like in San Francisco one time where he like roasted gay people. So it's just kind of interesting. He obviously had that tension, you know, in him. But also, I wanted to talk real quick about Lady Sings the Blues because it's one of my favorite movies. I used to have it on VHS growing up and watch it over and over again.
What?
I used to have Billie Holiday's music like on cassette and stuff because it got me interested in the actual life of Billie Holiday.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
Oh my God. First off, I'm obsessed with Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams and Richard Pryor. So they were all in a movie together. So yeah, I watched that. As a matter of fact, I was a little irritated at my father because he recorded over my copy of Lady Sings the Blues.
Dad.
I had a bootleg copy and he bootlegged my bootleg.
Dang.
Like he didn't make enough money to buy another VHS. But yeah, sometimes you're in the house, you just need a cassette. So
Real
like,
fast.
yeah, but not before I was able to watch it probably like way too many times and just really, really love that movie. He was so good in it. And it was fun getting a look in the making of it because it almost didn't get made. Like the fact that Quincy Jones, was it? Not Quincy Jones.
No.
Who was the Motown dude? Berry Gordy. Had to put up his own money to finish it. But,
Right, because the film studio backed out at the last minute. He put his money up for it.
But I'm so glad that they did.
I'm going to watch this.
I cried.
I've literally never seen this.
Every single time.
What? Oh, God, I'm old now. I'm definitely going to cry if you're saying this.
That might be a good thing to, because to me it's a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I don't
maybe
know
we'll
if it
watch
takes place in
Can the kids watch it? My kids?
There's a lot of heroin.
Okay, no. But also, they need to know
It
what
starts.
not to do.
It starts in a brothel,
Okay.
and
You got to know what brothels are.
they might find it boring.
They
It's a
will.
longer
I'm going to
movie.
make my husband watch it with me.
Yeah, it's for people who will have long attention spans. But if you're like me and love Billy D. Williams in a cream suit,
Ooh. Not, first of all, we need to get out of here. First of all, that is...
and it also kept me from doing drugs, like real drugs, like.
It's like, oh, no, I'm not about that life. Absolutely
it
not.
messed her life up.
Oh, my God. Yeah, now I've heard about her life, her actual life, but never.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was a big part of the book that I really enjoyed.
Okay. Enjoyable overall. And so this is the portion of the show where we are going to rate this book. So you guys, do you want to go first or should I?
I'm going to go first in case you take mine.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 microphones for stand-up because I really feel like just about anybody would enjoy this book.
Okay.
Because it's so entertaining. Like, even if you're not on board with him politically, you're going to be entertained.
He was wildly entertaining. I agree with that. I'm actually going to give it 4 out of 5. Just doubled over deep belly laughs.
Okay.
Because I just feel like that's the essence of who he and Richard were. And it's just, it's such a big part of my life too. Like I end up sharing that moment with the people I love the most. Like anytime I'm calling or talking to anybody, there's always a point in our conversation where we're cracking up.
Yeah.
That's just a big part of who I am.
I can confirm that. 10-4.
And so I just vibe. But the reason why I don't give it 5 is because I give him 5. I give him 10 out of 5, okay, in real life because I love him super hard. But in terms of just like like I said, this felt like a memoir. Like, it should have been called Richard and Me.
Yeah.
Low key. It did feel like a love story to his bestie.
Let me tell you about
my best friend. Yes, it was very much.
He was like, oh,
that.
how I loved Richard.
He loved that man.
It could have been called that. Oh, that could have been the title of the book.
I love Richard.
Ooh, I love me some Richard. But I mean, understandable.
He was
understandable because that was
He
the thing.
was.
I grew up listening to my dad's like vinyl copies of Richard Pryor's albums.
Iconic, man.
And like I said, it just, even as a very young person who probably shouldn't have been listening to them, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm right there.
Yes, exactly. So I would say, just because I felt like, as a memoir goes, it would have been, even though he gave us about his personal life and his upbringing and sort of his ethos and his high self-esteem and all of those kinds of things, I felt like I would have liked to have learned more about his familial connections with his children, his relationships with his wives, or just more about him as a person, as opposed to just his professional life and his friendship and stuff. But I'm glad he shared what he did. I'm super glad that he put this in writing and in audiobooks for us to go back and look at, because like I said, I mean, Nigga Please is just
Thank you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, just for the
Homie don't play
for
that?
I mean, Paul Mooney is just, he deserves all the flowers. So shout out to him and his family. Really enjoyed this book this week. And in the spirit of Paul Mooney, I really liked the part of the book because we mentioned that skit where Chevy Chase apparently like was like stalking him on the set, like, yo, I don't think Richard likes me.
Richard just like, it's like, you insecure bitch.
That's how they are.
So that's how I know you a hoe.
My God. See, this
You
is how
ain't
you
pimping.
get pimped. You are definitely not pimping when you're doing all that. Oh my God, everybody do that. Okay. Put your pimp shoes on, or whatever, gloves, whatever hat. Okay. Whatever garb you need to be a pimp these days. I don't know.
Why do I want a purple suit?
Because purple is beautiful and suits are nice.
I actually saw a purple velvet suit the other day.
Where?
Occur.
Straight up.
And I have no reason to buy it. It's unreasonable.
Okay. Well, let's create a reason. We'll get back to that. We can do
We
whatever we want.
I want to look like a Crown Royal bag so bad.
Well, I've got lots. We can actually open up the seams and make you into.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to be velvety and purple.
I think that it sounds nice. Purple looks good on you too, friend.
Thank you.
Okay, just put that out there.
am
But
black.
also, back to the book.
Okay,
back
sorry.
to the Paul
Back to
Mooney.
reality.
But he did the skit with Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase was very like, please put me in. Please write a skit
Something
where I
with
can
me
be
and
with Richard.
Richard.
I need to be in there. So the infamous.
It's a little infamous. It's got the N-word in it.
Okay.
So
So this skit, this well-known skit,
scandalous.
the scandalous skit. I have a link in our notes, you guys, if you're interested in seeing it. But there's this whole thing where, you know,
Richard's
it's word
doing a
association.
job interview.
Yes, he's doing a
and
job interview as
Chevy
a
Chase,
janitor.
and they're just saying words back and forth, and they just start trading racial epitaphs.
So we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know what we're gonna do. Anything can
either.
happen. But I'm just gonna throw some words out to
Okay.
Kat, and I want to
It's
know
like
what words
improv.
come up. Yeah, just a little improv, you know, to stay fresh or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so Hollywood.
BS.
Ooh. Reparations.
Immediately.
The Oscars.
So white.
Appropriation. So white.
Prevalent.
Oh, you're gonna like this one. Tyler Perry. First thing that comes to your mind.
Pass.
First thing that pass.
That's the first thing that comes to
Okay.
mind. Pass. Honestly.
Okay, fine.
Like, honestly, pass.
Beyonce.
Everything.
Dave Chappelle.
Hilarious.
White tears.
Everywhere.
Black excellence.
Everywhere.
The Cookout.
Gimme.
It's closed. Invitations revoked. Okay, that's
All
it.
right,
Very
yay,
good,
thank
friend.
you.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. I love this
that.
because it's easy.
It's not, well, it's what's the first thing that comes up? You know what I mean? I just thought that was really cool.
Oh, and that was actually in Ebony's play. There's a spade game.
Oh,
There's a spade game.
spades.
I really,
We gotta do that.
You know
soon.
what? I'm putting this out there.
Okay.
I'm manifesting an episode of Bellies and Bullshit
Okay.
with the Fab Podcast.
Okay.
Where
I
we
like
play spades.
Really?
Because I have never played spades with Moni. I've known her since the 1900s.
She has.
And it's never happened. What?
It is crazy. Another option for the spades as well, too. So
Okay.
even if it doesn't happen with the bellies, guys, I think a beautiful space for spades that I would feel safe in would be Colors at the Loft.
Okay.
Tiffany
that would
Noel
be...
and the crew.
Yeah.
Brother to the Night. All of everybody whose names I love and don't.
They might beat us, though. I feel like we could
don't
beat
care.
Bellies and Bullshit. I feel like
But
Breon...
is it the fun of it all or no?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm just
like...
saying either way. I don't care.
I like to...
I like to win too.
dominate. Yeah. I feel like we would have them. I feel like Breon would get very frustrated with D-Matt. I feel like D-Matt is a classic renigger.
Wow. Paul would like that. That was good. Double entendre.
So I feel like we've sparked enough beef.
Okay. Thank you, friend. Before we get out of here, I do want to, this isn't like a stranger than fiction, but I don't know. Like I've been trying to send stuff from Instagram to myself, just little articles that are interesting to me. And then I'm like, is there anything that's relevant to the episode we are recording? And I saw this unfortunate,
Poor unfortunate souls.
moment on social media.
In need.
Yeah, we didn't need that.
Yes, we do. We always need Ursula.
But we didn't need you singing it just now, actually. Okay. But no, there was, so Jesse Peterson, the black pastor who started White History Month, yet refuses to celebrate Juneteenth. Here are his mind-blowing reasons why he's against it. Just listen into his rhetoric.
He's against Juneteenth?
Rhetoric, yeah.
But wants a White History Month?
He does. Are you interested in hearing what he has to say, friend? I know you're not, but I'm going to implore that you listen anyway. So, guys, I'm going to play this for you, and we're going to say, what would Paul Mooney, we're going to ponder what Paul Mooney would
trying
say
to
about
channel
this.
his
We're going to
spirit.
channel his
I can
spirit
do that.
here.
I can conjure that.
Okay, so I'm going to play this. This isn't that long. So you're going to be disgusted, but here we go. All right.
Are you not the founder of White History Month, I think, which starts in July?
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating our 4th year of White History Month in July. And the reason that we started it in July is because if you notice, July just feels white.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you agree or disagree with the George Floyd Policing and Accountability Act?
I totally disagree because, as we all know, George Floyd was a black, unemployed drug addict with a criminal record. And I just think...
let's first of all, let's clear something up, sir. You really should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, let's stop there. That's a good place to stop. I feel like channeling Paul Mooney.
What would he have to say about
That nigga
Pastor
has syphilis.
Jesse? Ooh.
Because it's a neurological, degenerative disease. And he's either been in a fire or he has some sort of...
Maybe he was freebasing crack.
Cocaine.
He
He's
probably
talking
can't
too
afford
slow.
cocaine anyway, but...
No, I'm going to go ahead and go. He has undiagnosed tertiary syphilis.
Damn. Tertiary?
Yeah.
Damn.
You can't do shit about
You
it.
can't do nothing. It's in the background, boy.
Boy.
Wowzers. Okay, so
Yeah. He's definitely...
Well, what would Paul have to say? You think he would tell him he has syphilis?
Yeah.
That's what Paul would say.
Yeah, get you some... Well, it's probably too late for penicillin. So,
It's too late
but
for
yeah,
that.
you are probably one of the side effects of the Tuskegee experiments.
Oh, my God. That's good. I like that.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so...
But that is also how I honestly feel.
See? And that's, folks, what this episode has been about, okay? Authenticity, realness, okay? Getting into the realness. He's just an example. Like, when I see stuff like that, because it's like, that's the thing, like, it's not actually funny. The fact that he is that diluted, and you hate yourself that much that you're willing to prostrate yourself in front of your oppressors is disgusting and gross.
I will actually agree with him a little bit about White History Month in July.
And just let that be it?
We should call it, because Black History Month is February, right?
It is.
But we could, because white people hate it when they don't get top billing. So I think as a compromise, we can rebrand it the history of what white people did to Black people History Month, so that they feel included.
Not even just Black, let's just what white people did to us month.
To everybody.
To all us.
To all of them.
Because I want like at the end of the day, you want to be specific that this wasn't just to Black folks.
No,
either.
it wasn't.
They were very like,
they
made
ran
sure
that
they spread
shit.
it around.
Yeah.
Wherever they landed, it was shenanigans. So
it was. So
Okay.
I'm willing to make that concession. I'm nothing if not reasonable.
Okay. All right. Well, that's absolutely fabulous, friend. What a fun read. What a fun episode, you guys. We were delightfully
I feel like we
buzzed.
deserved that.
We did. I needed this moment. This week has been so stressful. This was so nice. I feel like Paul's book was like salve. Like they were my little highlights of like releasing the oppression that I feel in my daily life.
It reminds me a lot of my godfather,
Yeah.
who was also, like, he had people from Louisiana.
Oh.
And so he kind of had that
Louisiana.
bravado about him. And that's where we get the saying we say a lot, I'm too old and too Black to deal with this BS.
I need it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
At this point, and then like have his name at the end, because I'd love to get, you need credit for it, because I didn't come up with this, but
You do.
Oh my
but it's
God,
that
it's
same
so
thing
good.
of where knowing you was an honor. And
It
that's
was
how I
an
feel about
honor.
Paul.
Absolutely. Definitely, friend. So let's go ahead and just spin this wheel, friend. We can't stay here
I
forever,
know.
guys.
I'm having so much
We
fun.
want to, guys.
We
but we're
do.
gonna spin it. Ooh. Okay. All right, you guys. So this week we have Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. Ooh. And we literally, honestly, both saw the cover of the book and was like, ooh, let's read this.
The algorithm brought it to us.
I literally don't know what this
and
book's
I
about.
think I'm ready for a little fantasy.
Yeah, it should be good.
It's a novel,
Yes.
which I know some people, Romel, have said that novels don't
Not
have
you
any
calling
value, but I think they do.
That's so funny. Oh, I love that you listen to this and get to hear the insults in your earballs on your way to work.
He insulted us first.
I know. I'm just saying it's so nice that he can hear them back on in real time in this podcast. I think he's getting caught up right now too. So love you, little bro. You know what I'm saying? Little big bro. Love you, big bro. Love you, everyone. Thank you for listening to the show.
I love you, friend.
I love you too. This was great.
This was great.
I needed it like I didn't even know. So you guys, spend some time doing the stuff you love. Make time for your friends and family. Life is short. Anything you want to add to that, friend?
Your body belongs to you, so don't let it become a victim of racism.
Don't do it, friend. Don't perpetuate it either.
We can just stop it right here.
It doesn't even have to be a thing. So, all right, guys. And also read this book. This was a good book. He was a funny man. Or just, watch some of his comedy.
Yeah.
Watch
just
some
go to
old
YouTube.
just go on there and see.
Yeah, go on YouTube.
What a gem. All right, guys. We're going to get on out of here. So until next time, peace. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.